Hi, I'm Pam, and Samantha's turned into a great friend, and I just love the program. I'm 64, just getting used to being retired, actually, and wanting more energy so I can go out and do things I want to do.
And what I love about something that and I want you to dive a little bit into what you were doing before and certain things that you did like about the program. What I loved about what was happening with you, and of course, feel free to share as much as you want. But Pam, you like your sweets. So Pam, when I first met her, she was like, I'm just guzzling down cookies. I graze all day. I'll have a little pizza here and this and that. We're like, okay, Pam, we can make that work. But what's funny is that when you started to get used to the new eating, you found yourself actually craving protein, which I loved. And did you want to share a little bit about how that was like a huge turnaround for you, that you're actually
Oh,
changing your taste buds and your cravings?
oh, absolutely. At first, of course, you have to change your eating habits if you want to lose weight. But she started where I was at, and I had I didn't have just one sugar tooth. I had all the teeth in my mouth of sugar teeth, craving sugar all the time. And so when she realized how strong it was with me, she said, "Well, we can work with that, you know." And she was just trying to get me to eat enough protein. I wasn't eating enough protein because I was just eating here and there banana and and this and that, but not eating properly by any means. And I've been doing that for years. So she started slowly getting me up on protein, and I got to the point where I was thinking I wanted something sweet. And my first thought was, I better have some ham or and then I can have sweets. And it wasn't like I have to have ham. It's that I wanted the ham,
Yep.
and I'm going, what? This can't be me. I've never in my life done that. So I couldn't wait to tell her that because I had finally. That was a few weeks into the program, but I had been, adding protein to breakfast and lunch and dinner, and really trying to get in more protein along with the good stuff. And it finally, my body really started reacting. I started waking up with energy, not waking up like a zombie and give me a pot of coffee. I really started waking up with energy. And so just seeing the difference that protein made, it was like, this is working. I can do this.
Yeah.
And it was all with foods that I like.
But that's awesome, and I love that. And something that I do want to share, and I want to be honest, is that what was fantastic about you, Pam, is that we were starting at a position where some people come into my program and they're already at this higher level of understanding nutrition. And what made you so special is that you came into this program with kind of uh, the beginner level. And that's a good thing because we had nothing to do but grow. We had nothing to go but up. And it was, I remember it was a struggle for you for a while with getting the understanding of certain things down. But what I did like is that you did lose 9 pounds in the first 4 weeks with doing such minimal stuff. So do you want to kind of go into how you were able to kind of tailor this around your life and lose some weight without even really doing the full shebang?
Yeah, that's what was interesting is I really did not have to do major changes. Just some protein powder in the morning added to coffee, which was so easy and it's unflavored, so it didn't change the taste of the coffee. And some protein milk that has protein added to it. I forgot the name of it.
The nut silk, the nut silk protein.
No,
I'm obsessed with
that stuff is so good.
it. Yeah.
I would put that on my oatmeal, and I'm getting, just easy ways to incorporate protein that I could easily do. And I would just use some of the silk protein and just put flavoring in it,
Hmm.
and just kind of drink it. I would never do that kind of stuff before, but it was so easy. And I was not doing a lot of exercise. I had broken my kneecap a year ago, and so I was limited on that. And she had once she knew that it was difficult for me to do exercises. We kind of just figured out a walking program. And I was doing that, and I would have to stop every few minutes because I have like an asthma type breathing issue. And every step of the way, I would call her up and say, I would be so down on myself and say, oh, Samantha, I can't walk for 30 minutes. And she would say, don't worry about it. We will, and she would work with me and find a way around like my knee issue. She would just say, just stop and take some deep breaths and take as much time as you need. It's okay. You don't have to worry about it. Do 20 minutes if that's all you can do. She always had a way to so that I could go to the next step. And the poor girl, I think she had to pull out all the stops to get this old lady, feeling comfortable doing all this stuff. But it wasn't anything new. It wasn't anything exotic or weird. It was just the kind of exercise I liked to do. It was the foods I liked to eat. And she just would tweak it a little bit, like adding protein powder to things and that type of thing. And it made it so doable for me. It was not this huge change. And at first, because I hadn't been totally honest with her at the beginning, at first I thought it was going to be a big change. But once we really had some good one-on-one time, and I fessed up to my slovenly ways, she jumped in and said, okay, do this, and, just grab some lunch meat, some good quality, ham and turkey or whatever you like. And then I told her I really liked cream cheese, and so we put that in the 20%, but I would put some cream cheese on with the ham, and I could just eat that as my grazing thing,
Yeah.
And because I still graze all day. It's just my eating habit,
and that's good.
And she made it so that it would work. A little bit of peanut butter on an apple or what have you. There's always ways to incorporate healthy and get the protein in there. And so I was very excited, too, to lose weight because I really did not change that much. But the other thing that I really want to stress about Samantha's program is she is so easy to get a hold of. She wants you to call her. I don't want to say 24/7 because the girl needs to sleep. But I would say pretty much any time. I mean, I would text her and just say, can we schedule a phone call? And she'd say, yeah, when? I mean, it was just like that. It was like, well, wait a minute, I haven't had my coffee yet. I'm just thinking about this. But she was very, very eager to communicate with me whenever I needed it. And she was such a huge emotional support for me. I had had some not emotional, but I'd had some issues that popped up during my 4 months, and she was a friend. She walked with me through those things that happened to me, and I do tend to go towards anxiety issues, and so she was very helpful about that. I tend to get nervous with new things. She helped me with that. It's really wherever you're at, not just physically, but emotionally. She is there to support you all the way. I cannot stress that enough. I almost want to cry a little bit because I just went through a sad part. She's been with me through that. She's just a really wonderful friend and a fantastic coach. I had never had a coach before, so I didn't know what to expect. Now, a lot of people I think have, and so they kind of understand how it works. I did not have a clue. But if all coaches are like her, I can't imagine that they are. I think she gives 110% to you, I really feel like you gave me 110%, and you worked with me every step of the way, whether it's emotionally or physically. And I would definitely, in a heartbeat, do this program again.
Oh, Pam, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
It's so true. And, it's funny because one of your other clients said, as soon as I wrote the check, it was like, uh-oh, what did I just do?
Yes.
I don't even know what a trainer really does, but it was like, oh, I'm so thankful that I did this.
Yeah.
So well worth it.
Thank you so much, Pam. And I want to dive into that because we're in the new world of technology and, doing everything online. And, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and a lot of people see me that don't actually know who I am. And we didn't know each other either. You kind of just came into my world, and I said, okay, let's set up a call and see where you're at and stuff. And you decided to take that leap of faith. But I understand people that are nervous. So I want to know, what made you feel comfortable taking that leap of faith? And then what would you tell someone that is on the fence to take that leap of faith?
That's a very good question. I knew I needed a different approach, because I've always pretty much done my own thing, but like I looked into Weight Watchers and tried some Weight Watchers meals. I've never actually done things the proper way, and that's been my whole life. I even caused my mother problems at birth, so it's been from the beginning, and so and I just knew I needed something totally different that I'd never tried before, and that Samantha was it. And I really believed her when she said that she was available all the time, because I knew I was going to have questions, because I knew I had no idea what I was doing. And that is what convinced me that to have you, even though it's by video or just talking on the phone, the fact that you're there every step of the way was important to me. You don't have to be there physically. I mean, this is much more, I'm sitting in my living room and you're in yours. And, it's pretty much the same thing in this day and age. It's so easy. You don't have to get dressed up and go to a gym and maintain a gym membership and all of that kind of stuff, and work with a bunch of people. I mean, that just wasn't something I was going to do, especially with my knee injury. And so that's why I knew I needed something different, because I had that injury. But I think it was just the fact that it was a new approach that I thought this may work, because I never did. I tried a couple of times doing the gym, but I never got in the habit of going like every day or every other day or whatever. But this I could do every day. I could get online every day and see my exercises, meal plans, and log in, and it was just so much easier. You don't have to be in the gym to get everything you need. Samantha gives us exercises that we can just do at home. You don't have to go to a gym to do what she gives you to do. And the menus are just with your everyday food, whatever you have in your cupboard. She'll pretty much just say, tell me what you have in your cupboard. And she'll put together. I think because she's available all the time, where you're not going to get that with a trainer in the gym. They're there for certain hours. Samantha would talk to me. I'm a night owl, so she would talk to me in the evenings, and when I can put sentences together and think and talk, and she would talk to the other people that might be, get up at daybreak. I don't know. But she's always available, unlike what you would get at a gym. And I think that really appealed to me, just the access to her.
That's awesome.
And she is such a sweetheart. She's got the biggest heart you will find.
Thank you, Pam.
I really like this girl.
Thank you so much, Pam.
Yeah, she's kind of a stepdaughter now.
Oh, Pam. You're so sweet. Pam, it's been honestly such an amazing journey with you. I have to say, I've had so much fun working with you. I had so many laughs, and honestly, you've become such a good friend, and it was a pleasure. So I want to thank you for coming on here today and sharing your experience. And anyone that's watching this, just listen to Pam.
And anybody, if they have any questions, they can contact me, and I'm very open and honest. So I'd be very happy to talk to anybody too.
Awesome. Thank you, Pam.